Hi there! I have here the simple application that I've built in the previous episodes, and in the last one I've added this form allowing us to send values to the server for processing. There is no processing other than logging the parameters in the console though. In this episode we're going to change this and send the actual email to the support. There are many ways to send emails in Ruby and plenty of solutions had already been created. Today I'll show you the Hanami Mailer gem. Hanami Mailer is a great little library allowing you to create mailer classes for different purposes that can be used in any application. It aims to be easy to integrate with Hanami applications, but the caveat with it is that it had been created for the previous versions of Hanami, and the full integration with Hanami 2 is not done yet, at least at the moment of publishing this video. Usually in Hanami Mastery episodes you can see the cool up-to-date solutions integrated more or less with the latest Hanami versions out of the box or just framework agnostic gems that can be easily used anywhere. In this episode though, I'll take a somewhat different approach and will integrate the Hanami Mailer showing you how to solve some caveats leveraging the power of providers to integrate anything you want. First of all, let me install the gem by adding it to the gem file and calling bundle. Having that, I can create the provider for the main slice, where I'll have my mailer config and set up the client. I'm adding it in the main slice because different slices could be responsible for sending different types of emails, with different recipients specified or other configurations applied. In the prepare block, I'll initialize a new configuration object and set the templates route to mailers, default char set to UTF-8, and configure the delivery method to test just for now. Having the mailer configured, I'm going to add the configuration to the components container registry. Keep in mind that here in the root folder configuration for my mailers, I'm using the target root, and the target refers to the slices container, not the general application. This is why I'll place my mailer in the slices root folder in a moment. Once the mailers are loaded, we'll need to finalize the configuration yet, and here is the caveat. According to the conventions, all mailers need to be loaded and initialized with the configuration object before calling finalize on the Hanami Mailer. Without that, my mailers will not be found in the configuration object. This most likely will be fixed on the next version of Hanami Mailer, but it's somewhat lower on the priority list right now. So if you'd wonder where to start your open source journey to become an open source hero worth of a poem, this could be a great opportunity for you to contribute to a meaningful OSS project. But in the meantime, let's just make sure all my mailers are indeed initialized first. First, I want to find all defined mailers in my slice, and for that, I'm going to use the configured root path extracted from the configuration object. This way, I'll have all my mailer file names accessed, and I can iterate through them, forcing my container to load the object before config finalization. I know that it's not too convenient, but in Ruby community there are many gems that are implemented using different programming styles and patterns than those proposed by Hanami 2, and I hope this example shows how elastic configuration of gems via providers can be. With this little snippet, all the preparation work is done. Now we just need a mailer. I'm going to add a new folder where I place my contact mailer file and inside define the mailer class. First, I'm going to inject my configuration object so it will be automatically used when we load it into the container. Then I'll define some required properties like sender and recipient. For now, let me just hardcode my stuff to check if everything works as expected. Now I need the email subject and the template name. I don't have a template file yet, so let me just create a new ERB file with a single paragraph showing a sample message. With this, I only need to call my mailer from the action. In the action file, I'm going to inject the contact mailer as a dependency, and inside of the handle method, just call deliver on it, passing my contact form object as arguments. Those arguments will become my locals, which I can access from both template and the mailer object, but I'll get back to it in a moment. For now, let's check if we actually can send the email with hard-coded content. I would love to see if I hadn't made any stupid mistakes on the way, so let me run the server now. As one might expect, the server crashes because of some typos I made, so let me remove them now. I have for sure an extra colon in the provider, but let me scan if nothing else is here. Oh, one more. Let's hope that's everything, as I don't want to re-record this whole video. Okay, the application is running now. Let me then change the delivery method to SMTP so we could test the actual email delivery. If I'll run the application server and the email server, I should be able to see new emails coming in the browser tab. Let me simulate the potential subscriber coming to Hanami Mastery. For the message, I'll just paste in the string I've prepared, as you probably don't want to watch me typing it in, especially since we have the content of the email hard-coded. Now let's check the inbox. Works just great. That's cool, but we need more dynamic values to be included in the email, so let's do it now. In the email template, I'm going to change my text with the simple message call that comes from the mailer object. Now, in the mailer, I'll replace the static sender with the email also fetched from locals, and finally I'll extract the recipient to be read from settings. This looks better, but let me yet define the new setting for the app. If you are not familiar with it, this module allows you to clearly define the required settings in your app, making it less error-prone in the case of missing environment variables are not present. Now let me also add the value to the corresponding variables in the development environment file. Now let's test the email again. By the way, a much better approach would be to work with tests instead of browser checks, but I've found that episodes full of code are hard to follow, and this way I keep videos more interesting. I already published a TDD course, but if you'd love to see more tests in my tutorials, let me know and I'll address that in the future. The email works. Sending emails in Ruby is a common thing, but I usually send templated emails managed by external services, and it's been a while since I've touched any email sending library. Hanami Mailer is a great opportunity to make email sending simple and powerful, and I'm looking forward to seeing updates and seamless integration with Hanami too. If you like this video, hit a thumbs up, and if you want to see more content in this fashion, subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell. You can also subscribe to the newsletter and follow me on Twitter. I want to especially thank my recent sponsors, Lucian Ginda, Maxim Gurin, Prowly.com, and all the Hanami Mastery Pro subscribers for supporting this project. I really appreciate it. And if you think what we do is useful, check out our GitHub sponsors page or join Hanami Mastery Pro for an access to more learning resources and our private Discord server. This way, you can help us build this initiative and other ideas around to bring Ruby knowledge to the wider audience. As usual, here you can see 2 of my previous episodes, so feel free to check them out, and happy coding!